Secret lovers, yeah, that's what we are. Trying so hard to hide the way we feel. 'Cause we both belong to someone else, but we can't let go. Okay, I'm done. Anyway, guys, thanks for coming in. We're talking Sistas. Now, the most wanted video amongst fans is, Jeremy, what do you think? Who's in the bedroom? Who's in the bedroom? Something going on upstairs, 'cause I know nobody else lives here. Boom, boom, and as Fatima gets closer to the stairway, all she hears. Okay, I'm done for real. All right, seriously, if you want me to stop singing, make sure you hit that like button, hit subscribe, hit the bell icon and select all. That way you don't miss out whenever I post content on the channel. And follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. Okay, now I feel like there are just so many things we could do with this video. Now, the simple thing is, Jeremy, don't overthink it, man. I mean, it's obvious that Gary's in the room with somebody who's making him moan and groan. I mean, the theories range from Gary just pleasuring himself, or Gary in there with another woman. I mean, he had the audacity to ask Andi if that guy was in this bed. Basically, Paris and Andi, were you in your bed that I'm sleeping in now? Which is kind of odd that he would even think to ask Andi of that, not just only because it's disrespectful, but the fact that Jasmine literally told you her and Morris effed in your bed multiple times, and sometimes you would be sleeping in his fluids, and Gary was like, I don't care. But now all of a sudden you question Andi on everything. So yeah, could it be Gary by himself, Gary with another woman, or as a lot of fans are predicting, it has to be Gary and Aaron. Oh my gosh. Now, I will admit, I do feel like it's a bit too obvious that it is Aaron, due to the fact that, wait a minute, the pastor who just, wanted to preach and live celibacy, all of a sudden comes over to Karen's place to, get some. And then when he finally gets what he wants, he pretty much proves to be the kind of guy that Fatima was calling Zach out to be. The guy who wanted the thrill of the chase. As soon as he gets what he wants, he's pretty much done. So Karen and Aaron have sex, but then all of a sudden, Aaron just, oops, I gotta go somewhere. I'll call you. Wait, what? And this was in the middle of the night. And then in the next morning, we know that Andi told Gary, it's like, hey, so where did you go this morning? Oh, I went to the gym at 4 a.m. Yeah. You know what, Gary, when you were married to Jasmine, you would tell her you would leave at 4 a.m. to go to the gym, and then you were staying with me. So I'm just wondering what's going on here. So it's pretty odd that this kind of thing would be happening. Now, keep in mind, Aaron does know where Andi lives. I remember that Aaron and Karen went over to Andi's place when, Gary had bruised her ribs and whatnot. So I'm just wondering to myself, what's going on here? Because it seems a bit too obvious that it's Aaron and Gary. I'm going to put this out here, folks. I don't even think we're going to know who's behind that door in the next episode. If nothing else, that will make for one hell of a cliffhanger, as opposed to us actually finding out who was in Andi's bedroom. Could have been Gary and somebody else, or two people we don't even know. Well, Jeremy, who else could it be? We don't know if Jasmine actually got put behind bars, because that entire situation was shady from the get-go. So remember, she had the keys. She actually went into Gary's hotel room, stole the keys, which included Andi's key to her apartment, hence how she got in there with the gun. So what if she showed up with another man? Could it be Morris? I don't know. Or just another guy in general having sex in Andi's bed in order to kind of, throw one over in her face. Because in season 1, when she confronted her with Leslie, she was like, did you ever sleep in my bed? No, I didn't ever go in your bed with Gary, because there was an earring or something like that. And I'm just wondering, could this be Jasmine's subtle way of getting back at Andi without her knowing? Hell, could Gary and Jasmine be in the bed together? I don't know. There are just so many what if or scenarios we can go over here. And look, as somebody who just watched the Loki finale for the 3rd time this morning, multiple timelines and possibilities are just going through my head right now, especially in the midst of me trying to predict who's going to die in the grand finale of the haves and the have-nots. But Gary and Aaron together would just be messed up. Not just like Jeremy homophobic. No, it's not that. It's just the fact that it's almost like poetic justice. It's like the two girls of the Sistas group who always, as Danny would say, hold out on the rest of them, being Andi and Karen, both messing around with married men. Circumstances were somewhat different. Aaron was actually a man of action. When he said he was going to do something, he did it. Like, he told Karen that he was about to divorce his wife, and next thing you know, he did it a few episodes later. And I mean, even when Karen found out, whoa, you're still married, she wanted to walk away from that first date because of how awkward it was, never see Aaron again. But unlike Andi, who wanted to just stay in the funk of it all, messing around for married man. And for like 6 months prior to the series beginning, Gary kept saying, I was going to divorce my wife, but he never did. So I'm wondering, if Aaron is in the room with Gary, what does that mean for the future of the show? It's like, Karen and Andi are just going to have egg on their faces because, well, unlike Andi, Karen doesn't really have a lot of other good options because of the fact that Zach really wasn't much when she chose Aaron anyway. It's just that the Zach we're seeing now is doing better for himself, minus the whole stock stuff, but that's a video in itself. Andi has been given so many chances. What was it? Ben, her friend from college and law school, he was played by the same actor that plays Tom on Bruh. Paris. But then again, Paris is kind of like Zach in the fact that a woman takes care of him because he lives with his mom. But either way, he's a good dude. And if I'm not mistaken, wasn't it confirmed that Aaron and Paris, they're bowling buddies? Yeah. So there's that. And then, of course, we got the recent guy, Robin. And I feel like there could be a couple other people we don't know about. I mean, there was that one cop that flirted with her, but she ain't want that guy. Basically, there's been a decent amount of men from Andi to choose from, yet she decides to still latch on to Gary. It kind of reminds me of like one of those random Facebook posts I would see over the years where it's like, there was a flood and there was, a woman on the roof of her house, and, every time like a boat would come by, every time, like an airplane or something saying, hey man, we're here to save you. And then she would say, no, I don't need to be saved. God's going to save me. There was a submarine. There were basically like 3 or 5 different things that came by to save her. And then when she died and went to heaven, she told God, why didn't you save me? Well, I tried to multiple times. I came in the form of that submarine, that plane, that boat, but you didn't jump aboard. I feel like that's God showing Andi so many options to walk away from her current situation. I mean, what did she tell Karen last season? I deserve this. This is what I deserve. The way I'm being punished now by Gary, it's what I get for messing around for married man. It's like, you're doing this to yourself, really. I don't really know what you're trying to prove here. It's like, she keeps going on about how, I keep looking at all my other friends, who are married and whatnot. I feel like I need to play catch up, but it's like, but you're in a toxic situation, yet you have these guys who are seemingly good guys because, we have yet to know many of these people yet. But it's like, how can you expect better if you don't think of yourself as deserving better? Not only that, it's like you see all these red flags with Gary, yet you just are using selective memory and picking and choosing. Well, he isn't all that bad. Well, yeah, you can't allow like 2 or 3 good memories to overwrite the 50 bad things he's done. So I just don't really see what's going on. It's like they say, you'll lose them the way you got them. And I mean, if Gary was willing to cheat on his wife while he was trying to see you, who's to say he wouldn't try to do the same thing while you're together? I mean, the man went from wanting to say I do not even 12 hours ago, and now he's having secret private conversations. He's sneaking out in the middle of the night. What's going on here? So this video here, I feel like there are many things that could happen. It could be 2 individuals behind that door, and neither one of them is Gary or Aaron. It could be Gary and Jasmine. It could be just, I don't know. I mean, again, think about it. Bootsy knew where to find a key to Maurice's apartment, and Jasmine still has the key to Andy's apartment. Or remember, Gary could just call somebody over. It's like, yeah, Andy's at work all day. Andy's with the girls. He, that kind of thing. So he knows what to do. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think Aaron and Gary are behind that door? I mean, I feel like that will kind of cause some outrage amongst viewers. Like, Tyler Perry got a gay pastor. What's going on here? It's again, I mean, he's went viral for, other things like the prostate tickling recently, but we'll just have to wait and see. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in. What do you think of these predictions? Who do you think is behind the door? And like I said, I would not even be surprised if we don't find out who's behind the door in the next episode. And also, I forgot to mention this during the video. Will Fatima tell Andi what she heard? Keep that in mind. Do you think she'll tell what she heard? Just saying. So if you want to donate, feel free to do so on PayPal or Cash App. And with that being said, I'll talk to you next time.